Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're a B4X developer and you've been wanting to spice up your UI, you are in the right place. Today, we're diving into the B4X DaisyTextRotate component. It's this awesome little tool for making your app's messages really pop. So let's jump right in. Okay, let's kick things off with a problem I'm sure we've all faced. You've got a bunch of important but short messages you need to get in front of your user. You know, things like tips, new feature announcements, or status updates. Maybe you're cycling through different deals on a shopping app. The big question is, how do you show all that good stuff without making your UI a total cluttered mess?
Well, that is exactly where B4XDTextRotate comes into play. It's designed to solve this very problem by giving you a really slick, animated way to cycle through all those messages in just one spot. It's super clean.
So, what is this thing, really? At its heart, it's a custom UI control that works across the whole B4X suite. So B4A, B4I, B4J, you're covered. It just takes a list of text and animates through it, one string at a time. I like to think of it as a little mini billboard right inside your app.
What's really cool about this component is just how flexible it is. You've got two main ways you can use it. First, you can go the super fast, no-code route using the Visual Designer, or if you need more power, you can get your hands dirty and control everything directly from your code. We're going to look at both.
So let's talk about the trade-offs here. Using the designer, that's your quick and easy option. It's perfect for when your messages don't change and you just want to get it working fast. But if you need to do things dynamically, like change the text or the animation speed based on what the user is doing, then you're going to want to use the code, the public API. That's where the real power is. All right, first up, the Visual Designer method. Seriously, if you're all about speed and keeping things simple, this is your starting point. You can set pretty much everything up visually without touching a single line of B4X code.
And if you peek at the source, you can see just how well this thing plugs into the B4X world. These designer properties you see here, items, duration, and variant, they show up right there in the designer in your IDE. It makes setting things up incredibly intuitive.
So here are the big ones you'll be using. Items is just where you tell it how many pieces of text you're going to feed it. Duration, well, that controls the speed, and it defaults to a pretty reasonable 3 seconds. And variant, that's the fun one. It's all about styling, and we'll get to that in a sec. And of course, you've got your standard stuff like visible too.
Now that variant property is super powerful. Why? Because it plugs right into the DaisyUI color system. And this means you can instantly theme the component just by using these simple names like primary, success, or error. It makes matching your app's look and feel an absolute breeze.
Okay, let's switch gears. For all of you who want total control and need things to be dynamic, it's time to talk about code. Using the public API lets you change pretty much anything about this component while your app is actually running.
And you know what? Even doing it in code is surprisingly easy. It really just comes down to 3 basic steps. 1, you initialize it. 2, you call setItems and pass it your list of strings. And 3, you use addToParent to stick it in your layout. That's it. Simple.
In fact, here's a peek at the actual setItems method right from the source. See how simple that is? It just takes a standard B4X list, wipes out anything that was there before, and then loops through your new list, adding each item. It's just clean, efficient code.
And remember all those properties we saw in the designer? Yep, you can control all of them from your code too. And this is where things get really interesting, because you can change the animation speed or the color on the fly, maybe based on something the user just did. For instance, check out the setDuration method. You just pass it a string like 3s for 3 seconds, or 500 ms for half a second. The component does all the work of parsing that for you, which is super convenient for making quick adjustments.
And it's the exact same deal with the setVariant method. You just call the function, give it a new variant name like success or warning, and bam, the color scheme changes instantly. Just think about it. You could have a status rotator that's blue while it's working, and then it flips to green when the job is done. Pretty cool, right?
But wait, there's more. It's not just for show. It's fully interactive. This component has a standard click event, just like any button or label, so you can let your users actually tap on the rotating text. Maybe that tap opens a help article or jumps to another screen. Or, going back to that shopping app idea, a tap could take them right to the product page for that promotion. Super useful.
Okay, so we've seen the how, but let's step back for a second and talk about the why. Why does any of this matter? What's the real practical benefit of adding something like this to your apps?
Well, here's the bottom line. First off, animation grabs attention. It helps users actually see those important tips or new features. Second, it just makes your app feel more modern and alive. Third, and this is a big one, it saves a ton of space. You can communicate so much more information in a tiny footprint, which is perfect for a crowded dashboard. And finally, like we've seen, it's just plain easy to implement, no matter which way you choose to do it.
So I want to leave you with a question to chew on for your own projects. Where in your app could one single line of animated text tell a much bigger, more compelling story? Think about it, because the possibilities are pretty much endless. Thanks for watching.